Hello and welcome to the 37th episode of our weekly Unity tip roundup, where we take a look at the tweets that were posted or mentioned on or around each Tuesday under the Unity tips hashtag. September is now almost over. The sunny days have completely disappeared and more grey sneaks in. Yes, winter is coming. But we don't know when we will be able to build snowmen. So let's wait for the first snowflakes and look at the community's Unity tips until then. Also, does anyone else think of waking up Mr. Armstrong from Green Day? In this episode we gathered 5 of the tweets that were posted, shared or retweeted around September 27th, 2022. We will start this Unity tip roundup with someone new. Dark Table from Los Angeles currently has 109 followers on Twitter and is a Unity developer focused on VR. Accordingly, his tip is also directed at AR and VR developers. Let us assume that you have a camera, probably center eye camera, and a world space point. Then this tip returns whether the point is in view and additionally how close to the center of the view the point is. Check the tweet to see a code example of how this may work. Neil is also joining our Unity tip videos for the first time. Welcome! He is a senior developer at General Interactive and they are currently working on a cyber noir adventure. That sounds very exciting. Also exciting is his question in his Unity tip, if this feature is new or he just forgot about it. Either way, it's very handy. Did you know, or maybe remember, that you can move components between game objects simply by dragging and dropping? Well, some of us didn't. So, thanks a lot Neil for reminding us that this exists. Shane is with us for the 4th time today, so already a familiar face for our viewers. He already has 2,248 followers on Twitter, and it would be nice if we could see him reach 2,250 in the next days, just because it's a nice number. This week he has brought us a little hint. More precisely, a little note on why you have to be careful when working with quaternions. Unity's implementation still has a set of deprecated methods with an angles suffix that accepts radians rather than degrees. In general, it is a good idea to have an eye on whether you are working with angle values or radians. And another new one. Deus XYZ is here for the first time. Welcome! He currently has 907 followers on Twitter and is single-handedly developing a sandbox RPG called Zoxel. You can find a link to the game in his Twitter bio. His tip is for those working on mobile games with touch input. There seems to be a slight discrepancy on how the touch count works, and you should use unityengine.inputSystem.enchantedTouch.activeTouches.count for a proper touches count, because the original touches.count may give you a wrong amount. We can almost call this episode Unity Tips from the New Guys, because with Scott Kimmel another new face joins the show. Scott is not only with us for the first time. No, Scott also just joined Twitter this month. Double welcome. His tip is also more than a little hint that there is a difference between update and fixed update. In general, you should use update for everything that is not physics related. So if your movement does not depend on physics calculations, this is the place to go. But as soon as there are physics involved, you should definitely only use fixed update. This is one of those little things that many developers may never have thought about and struggled with the problems that come with it, not knowing the difference. But Scott is here to help. Thank you. The last spot in the list is ours. Do not take away the well-deserved spotlight from all the other entries. Our tip for this week? If you want to create a multiple choice enum like the layer mask, you can do this by using system.flex attribute. This will generate a bit mask where you can choose multiple entries. Please just keep in mind that all values need to be power of 2. You can also combine it with the inspector name attribute to make it easier to understand in the inspector. And that is the end of the last video in September. We are really happy to link so many new people in these videos again. Unfortunately, we can't put everyone from the Unity tip community in these videos. Otherwise, we would be busy with voiceovers for weeks and weeks. We try to look at every tweet and sometimes it's really hard to decide. Luckily, you are not doing these tips for us and this video series. It really is about pushing knowledge from the community to the community, and that is just awesome. So, here is a really big thank you to everyone who posts their Unity tips on Twitter every Tuesday. And a special thank you to the 5 people who let us link to their tips this week. Maybe leave them some likes or follow their accounts. They would really appreciate it. Everyone is happy about likes, even we are. You can also follow or like us on Twitter, or while we are already here in this video, subscribe to our YouTube account and also click on the bell. That way you won't miss any new videos. And you can find the old Unity tip videos in our playlist. Check the description for a link. We are already looking forward to the new tips next week. Oh, and don't forget to wake up that Green Day guy. For any questions, comments, recommendations or requests, please use the comment section. Thank you for your time and see you next week.